Me and Granny finally arrived at school super early in the morning, but the second we walked through the front gates we both realized something was seriously wrong. The entire school looked completely destroyed. Wet floor signs were scattered everywhere, toilets were overflowing, and there was poop all over the floors.
Oh no, Maddie.
Granny groaned while holding her stomach. I really need to poop right now. I instantly panicked because I needed the restroom too. Granny, this is bad. Like really bad. I don't think I can hold it any longer. I shouted while hopping around desperately. But before we could even search for a toilet, the giant school bully suddenly appeared around the corner looking terrifying. Oh no, Granny, that's the evil bully I was warning you about. I whispered. Granny stared at him for a second before blurting out, why does he look like Shrek's angry cousin? I started laughing, but then the bully began chasing us through the flooded hallways. We sprinted through classrooms, jumped over puddles of disgusting mystery liquid, and dodged giant rolls of toilet paper falling from the ceiling like traps. This school has officially turned into a nightmare. I yelled while pulling Granny into a hiding spot. Everywhere we looked there were broken desks, weird fans blowing objects around, and giant piles of poop blocking the paths. At one point Granny slipped and almost fell into a giant puddle. Maddie, don't laugh at me, she shouted while struggling to stand back up. But honestly, I couldn't stop laughing because both of us were running around trying not to poop our pants while the school looked like a disaster movie. As we kept exploring, we accidentally found ourselves inside the gym where everything somehow became even worse. Huge red dodgeballs were flying everywhere, giant fans were launching students through the air, and weird obstacle courses had appeared all over the place. Then we ran into Emma and some of my classmates. Ew, Maddie, why do you smell like poop? Emma shouted loudly in front of everyone. I immediately got embarrassed because now my entire class knew I desperately needed the restroom. Granny, this is all your fault for coming to my school. I cried dramatically while trying to dodge flying balls and slippery poop puddles. Granny just laughed and said, maybe you should have gone before school, stinky cat. Eventually we discovered a giant ventilation shaft leading deeper into the building, and we became convinced it would finally lead us to a restroom. So we crawled through dirty vents, followed weird arrows painted on the walls, and avoided an insane lunch lady who had somehow filled half the school with even more poop. Why is every hallway in this school disgusting? I yelled while trying not to throw up. Granny kept falling into puddles and making things even worse. I'm never going to ask my crush out if I smell like this forever, I complained sadly. Granny tried comforting me by saying, if she really likes you, she should love your personality, even if you smell terrible. After what felt like forever, we finally discovered a restroom sign glowing at the end of the hallway. Yes! We finally made it. I screamed while sprinting toward it. But right before we reached the toilets, a giant octopus somehow blocked the entrance and ruined everything again. I collapsed dramatically onto the floor. This is the worst day of my life. Even a therapist we found wandering around the school couldn't help us. He literally told us to either go home or poop our pants. But I refused to give up. That's when I remembered hearing rumors about a secret staff-only restroom hidden deep inside the school. Granny, follow me. I shouted confidently. Suddenly it turned into a giant race between me and Granny to see who could reach the toilet first. We jumped over deadly obstacles, dodged teachers, avoided more poop traps, and ran through collapsing hallways while screaming the entire time. Granny somehow became insanely fast and kept overtaking me. You're too slow, Maddie, she laughed while sprinting ahead. Eventually, after surviving the weirdest school day ever, we finally reached the secret staff restroom. We did it. I screamed while bursting through the door. Me and Granny both rushed toward the toilets at the exact same time while cheering like we'd just beaten the hardest game in the world. And honestly, after everything we went through that day, finally finding a bathroom felt like the greatest achievement ever.